Number 1. Phantom phone buzzes. You're sitting in silence, minding your business like a civilized human adult, when suddenly, bzzz, your thigh vibrates. Your phone. Someone loves you. You frantically check your pocket and nothing. No text, no notification, no phone even. Just denim and shame. Welcome to the bizarre world of phantom vibrations, a completely normal side effect of being a dopamine-hungry screen goblin in Body 5. Your brain, being the chaotic attention seeker it is, sometimes hallucinates that your phone buzzed just to keep things interesting. Researchers have a name for this: phantom vibration syndrome. It's not a disease, more like a sign that your brain is addicted to stimuli and has taken up improv. One study found that up to 89% of people have experienced these imaginary buzzes. That's basically everyone except for monks and people still using flip phones, ironically. The theory? Your nervous system is so used to anticipating notifications that it starts interpreting random nerve signals, like muscle twitches or pressure, as your phone vibrating. It's like your sensory system is throwing up a false alarm just to feel something. Think of it as your brain's version of checking the fridge every 10 minutes and still being surprised there's nothing new in there. Only in this case, your leg is the fridge and your brain is the disappointed roommate. Basically, your body is haunted by the ghost of dopamine past. Number 2. Time warping. Ever notice how time drags when you're doing your taxes, but flies when you're binge-watching a trashy reality show and judging everyone's life choices? Yeah, your brain has a terrible sense of time. Like, should not be trusted to microwave leftovers, terrible. Psychologically, this is because your perception of time isn't based on clocks, it's based on how much your brain is doing. Boring tasks don't give your brain much stimulation, so they feel like they take forever. But when you're doing something new, fun, or emotionally intense, your brain takes in a lot more data, and time seems to pass faster in the moment, and slower in memory. That's why vacations feel short while you're on them, but weirdly long when you look back. It's time distortion by content volume. Your internal clock? More like a toddler with finger paints. When you're idle, it counts every second like a prison sentence. When you're stimulated, it eats the concept of minutes out the window. And this is why you'll sit through a 2-hour lecture feeling like it's 10 years long, but somehow spend 4 hours scrolling TikTok and feel like you just blinked. In other words, your brain is running Windows 95 when it comes to time management. Number 3. The spotlight effect. Walk into a room with a coffee stain on your shirt and your brain instantly screams, "Everyone saw it! They're talking about you." But here's the truth. They're not. They didn't notice. And if they did, they probably thought, "Oh, hey, coffee stain," and went back to wondering if they left the stove on. This overestimation of how much people notice you is called the spotlight effect, and it's your ego doing karaoke at full volume while everyone else is just trying to get through their day. Psychologists say it's because you're the center of your own world, so naturally you assume you're the center of everyone else's. But reality? Everyone else is too busy obsessing over their own metaphorical coffee stains to care about yours. It's a room full of anxious people, convinced the spotlight is on them. So next time you trip, spill, or do something cringy in public, remember, your embarrassment is a solo concert no one bought tickets for. Number 4. Seeing patterns that aren't there. You ever look at a cloud and go, "That looks like a chicken riding a bicycle"? Congrats, your brain is doing pareidolia, a fancy term for turning randomness into recognizable patterns. It's why we see faces in toast, animals in clouds, or Jesus in a grilled cheese. This isn't just some artsy personality quirk, it's actually an evolutionary survival mechanism. Your brain evolved to spot patterns fast, because noticing a lion behind a bush is more useful than taking time to admire the foliage. Better to make a few false alarms than be lion food. But in modern life, this glitchy instinct leads to less useful outcomes, like believing your favorite sports jersey changes the outcome of a game, or connecting totally unrelated events with meaningful coincidences. That's your brain being a pattern-hungry raccoon, digging through the trash of randomness to find meaning where none exists. Basically, your brain is that conspiracy theorist in the corner with the red yarn board, only it's trying to make sense of parking lot oil stains. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and consider subscribing to my channel. It means a lot to me. Number 5. Memory makeovers. You remember your childhood birthday party. The cake was chocolate, your aunt wore a purple dress, and you definitely cried when the balloon popped. But guess what? That might all be a lie. Not because you're lying, because your brain is. Memory isn't a hard drive. It's more like a Wikipedia article that anyone, especially you, can edit. Every time you recall a memory, your brain rewrites it a little. Maybe you think you remember the balloon popping and ruining everything, but actually, your cousin told you about it 5 years later, and your brain just went, "Yeah, that checks out," and added it to the archive. This is called memory reconsolidation, and it's your brain's weird way of treating memories like software patches. It updates them, tweaks them, sometimes merges them with totally unrelated events. So now you've got Frankenstein memories, part real, part fake, all confidently believed. And if you've ever gotten into an argument over who said what in 2016, you've experienced this in action. You swear they said that thing. They swear they didn't. The truth? Neither of you is lying. Your brains are just drunk historians with messy filing systems. Long story short, your brain is basically a bad courtroom witness who says, "I'm 100% sure," while being percent accurate. Number 6. Fake confidence feels real. You know when you walk into a room and just feel like everyone else has their life together? Like they've got secret manuals to adulthood, confidence, and not crying in the frozen food aisle? Hate to break it to you, but a lot of that is bluffing. And even weirder, your brain can trick you with the same fake confidence. Ever heard of the Dunning-Kruger effect? It's a delightful little psychological hiccup where people with low ability at something tend to overestimate their skills, while those with high ability often underestimate themselves. It's like your brain went, "You don't know what you're doing, but let's sprinkle in some confidence anyway." It's why some of the loudest people in the room are the least informed, and the quiet ones are probably the experts quietly spiraling in self-doubt. Here's the kicker: confidence isn't about competence. It's about feeling like you know what you're doing. And your brain, desperate to protect your fragile self-esteem, is happy to slap on some faux bravado like it's perfume. It doesn't last forever, but it gets you through the job interview, the first date, or the IKEA furniture assembly, barely. In other words, confidence is just your brain yelling, "We're fine," while duct taping your imposter syndrome to the wall. Number 7. Emotional contagion. Ever been in a room with someone in a terrible mood and suddenly you feel like throwing a stapler at the wall too? You're not just being dramatic. Your brain is catching emotions like a social flu. This is called emotional contagion. It's what happens when your brain's mirror neurons decide to hijack your vibe based on the people around you. Smile at someone, and they're more likely to smile back. Hang around someone anxious, and suddenly you're biting your nails like it's a competitive sport. It's a survival mechanism, rooted in the fact that we're social animals. Back in caveman times, if one person in the tribe got spooked, the rest had to get spooked too, because maybe there was a saber-toothed tiger nearby. Better safe than saber-toothed. But today, emotional contagion just means you pick up your coworker's burnout like it's contagious. And in a way, it is. So if you're wondering why you're irrationally grumpy after scrolling Twitter or visiting your cousin Chad, it might be your brain trying to sync up emotionally like it's joining a depressing group chat. Basically, your brain is like Bluetooth for bad moods. Number 8. Visual lies. You're not seeing the world as it is, you're seeing the world as your brain thinks it should be. And your brain, it's kind of a control freak with a flair for Photoshop. Let's talk about the blind spot, literally. There's a chunk of your retina that has 0 light receptors. It sees nothing. So what does your brain do? Freak out? Admit it can't see? Nope. It makes stuff up. It just fills in the gap with what it thinks should be there, like a kid drawing grass where they forgot to paint. And then there's the weirdness of color. You think the world has fixed colors? Huh, colors aren't real. They're just your brain's interpretation of wavelengths. That blue dress, white dress debate? Science says both answers are valid because your brain adjusts color based on lighting context. It's not broken. It's too smart for its own good. Your visual system constantly smooths, edits, and invents things just so the world looks stable. Even motion is a lie. Your brain pieces together images with a slight delay to make it look like reality flows smoothly. It's like living in a constant deepfake curated by your occipital lobe. So yeah, your brain is a lying interior designer. But at least it's aesthetic about it. That's all for today. I'll be making similar videos in the future. Subscribe to see them.